Hmm. Let's see here. Okay, we got that. All right, I got this, and I got my popcorn. Oh, I forgot. It is time for another edition of Interludes Extra Presents Talk on Tuesdays. And man, I just came from the movie theaters about an hour ago. Yeah. And so we're gonna get into the review of the film Highest to Lowest. But it's so good to see you guys out here. Interludes Extra Presents Talk on Tuesdays. We're back, me and Coach Tony. And of course, we are excited to let you guys, the summer is coming to a close. Children are back in school. Your college children, they're going to their dorm sometime, some for the first time. Are you excited about the new season fall that's coming? I know I am. But of course, it's always great to see some of the good things that are happening. But with Interludes Extra Presents Talk on Tuesdays, we're always here to let you know what is happening, what isn't happening, and some of the fun things that are coming your way. And we're going to get started right about now. It's another edition of Interludes Extra Presents Talk on Tuesdays. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I see Coach Tony is in the building. Hey, what's up, Coach?
Man, ripping, running, ripping, you name it. How you doing tonight?
I want you to chill. I want you to have a good time. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. I cannot complain. I'm, doing what I had fun at the movies, but I definitely want to make sure that we take care of some things. But yeah, you know what? Right now at this moment, I'm feeling better. Let's just say that I'm feeling better. It was a time I was like, I don't know what to do. I'm feeling a lot better right now. That's what's happening. How about you? How you feeling?
Good. I'm tired. I mean, I got back in from a crazy weekend from the homecoming, and then had to get back in, and I was working on some floors and some projects. I had to go right back to it yesterday, and then worked pretty late. Came in, had a fabulous podcast last night with Coach Fred Hoskins, the shot doctor. I've had several people call me today who chimed in and said they loved it. Never watched the podcast before. They thought it was excellent. And then I had to go to basketball practice. So I have not stopped moving, Val.
Oh my gosh. And we're going to get into a little bit of we're going to get into the fun weekend that you had because you were here in Chicago, but we'll get into that after we talk about this for a little bit. It's called A DJ Saved My Life. It is the book. Don't I look like I'm writing the book right there in that shot? I feel like I'm sitting there writing the book right there. Like I'm pinning the book.
I like that. I always tell you I like that picture. You're kind of looking like you're studious.
I was going for that vibe to be studious. But of course, the print copy is available. I'm so excited. It's available. A DJ Saved My Life.
And I'm mad because I was home and I was trying to get my personal copy autographed. I'm going to just have you do it and put it in the mail, period.
That's what's going to happen. So I am so excited. I got about 40 copies. No, I have 30 copies left. I've been selling these. So I'm excited to let everybody know about it. So go to purelighthouse.media.com and /shop. And then that's the website for that. Some of one of our affiliate sponsors, that would be Key Spot. share, connect, and grow your platform, especially if you have a small business and you want to get the word out to other small businesses or people in general. Key spot, share, connect, and grow. And of course, we have patreon.com/interludes, where I've been doing some of the background that happens. I didn't record our after the show moment with Pull Up Podcast yesterday. Yesterday would have been a great record.
Yeah,
I'm going to remember.
Great.
Yeah, Coach Fred was wonderful, and like I said, it was really a good time to have him there. But of course, you go there and on Instagram, Coach Tony is got his own Instagram.
Yeah, I've been giving it out like the cold. I've been giving it out like when I've been giving out colds. You know what I'm saying? Pass it along.
That's right. So go ahead and make sure that you go to the Pull Up Podcast at the Pull Up Podcast Show on Instagram, and you can scan the QR code and go right there, because Coach is now posting too. Because one of the posts that's
posting, I'm doing stuff out there. I'm feeling like Tom Brady.
I'm just saying. And of course, myself and Coach Tony, we are going to be going to the Prayer Breakfast of Champions just outside of Michigan. Coach Tony is going to be talking about his show, the Pull Up Podcast Show, and how it is to produce a sports show. And then, of course, I'm going to be talking about the book, A DJ Saved My Life. It is August 29th, 30th, and 31st. Go to prayerbreakfastofchampions.com for more information, because it's myself, Tony, and a few other champions speaking. Now, Coach, I'm working on finding out the exact times we're going to be speaking, but I'm working on that Saturday. As we speak.
I think we're part of the
Saturday.
Yeah, I think we're part of the Saturday.
Okay, wonderful. Now, Coach, who you had on last night, Fred Hodson, has been watching us for a couple of weeks, and our conversation after the show was really inspiring to me, because to have people be a guest and then know what they're talking about when it comes to the technique of shooting a ball. I was thinking, this is phenomenal to have him on and to be such a great supporter of not only your platform, but just cheering us both on. He kept saying Val, and I was like, I'm in the background, I'm just pressing a button, but he makes everyone feel inclusive. And then there was a lot of people that loved a lot of the scriptures he shares with many of the folks that he coaches. But Coach, This was really great having Fred on, wasn't it?
I mean, you hit it on the head, Val. You know, it's one thing to have coaches on, because, you know, you expect the coaches and, you know, their sideline guys. It's another thing to have agents on, which we've had. And one thing to have players or ex-players on. But to have someone on, Val, that's teaching techniques of the game, that'd be like when you talk to people about letting them know about learning the nuances of podcasting, right? And you've done it for a while. You know, make sure your mic is here. Make sure your background looks this way. Make sure your voices are articulating this direction. Make sure you're interjecting your words. You know, you got that because you do it. And he not only has done it, but he's also been in position where he's touched players who've gone on to the next level that can attest, hey, I mean, last night on the show, we had 2 or 3 people in the comment was like, hey, I've used this program. You know, God made me better, blah, 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 blah. I mean, it was just awesome. And the stuff that he was giving then another thing I knew was awesome, because he's now back taking care of his mother. And I didn't tell you. So he hit me up this afternoon. Says, Mom is watching the show right now. She wants me to let you know. She's never watched podcasts. She loves you. She thinks that this is your avenue. She thought you were a journalist on TV. I'm like, hey, I'm getting there. I'm trying to guess where I'm trying to get to. I said, thanks, Mom.
A compliment from Mom? Come on, Coach. That is what's up. And thank you so much. April says congratulations on a great show from last night. Yeah, we love April around here. And of course, greetings and good evening. But of course, Coach Tony, that is, we were just really happy to have him on the show to be our guest. And he'll be returning next week for.
Fan appreciation. And by the way, for you guys listening, I know I got some sports enthusiasts that are females. I need some intelligent, sports minded women who want to get in here and talk some trash to a couple guys. So please let me and Val know by Thursday, Friday at the latest, so we can get everything put together. But we're looking forward to it, and I'm excited about that. That's always been a great show. Every year we do it, and we did the first one just on a whim and a joke, and it turned out great. And we've been rocking and rolling every time at the end of each season.
I know. So we're going to be doing the fan appreciation show, which is always a fun thing to do. And let me make sure I get to it. Let me see. Where do I say it in here? Oh, I think. Oh, there. Yeah, there we go. The fan appreciation show. So and Bella said it was awesome, but definitely we're going to be having that, because usually our fan appreciation show, that's when we have that show, that's when we let everyone know that is the close of the season for the Pull Up Podcast show. And in September, we're going to be coming on strong, kicking off the 4th season of the Pull Up Podcast show, which I'm excited to do.
But the fan appreciation show won't finish. We're gonna have one more show for you guys before. I'm gonna run the fan appreciation show before, but I had another show, couldn't flip flop the two. So I'm gonna run the fan appreciation show, then the last show the Monday after Labor Day, and we'll be done.
Okay. All right. Well, what we're going to do right now, I need you to tell me about this weekend. You were back in our hometown of Chicago, and there was something that you were doing with your high school folks up and through with Morgan Park. What was happening? Wait, let me make sure that I got this shot. You'll appreciate what I just did. Let me bring it up. I don't know why the computer is moving all slow. I have no idea why she's moving all slow, but let me go ahead and get to it. So Morgan Park, is it Morgan Park Academy or is it just Morgan Park High School? What is it?
Did you just say Morgan Park Academy? For those that are listening that heard her, don't worry, she don't know better. We're gonna teach her. No, but we don't never the academy. We MP High, Morgan Park High, public school, Chicago public school that never started on time. It's had a strike every year. We the real public school. You know what I'm saying? That's when you know you're in the real. That's when you know you're in Cook County. You know your schools don't start on time. Everybody take a strike.
So you're class of '86, and
that's 86, man. In the mix, we the best things that came out of the city. I don't care what school you was at. I'm just telling you. Look at 86 across the board, whether it be Simeon, the V, Percy Julian, just keep going. High Park, Whitney Young, Kenwood, keep it going. So, but on the south side, we had a blast. Morgan Park turned out great. I had people, Val, I had an opportunity to walk scene from class of 70, 71, 76. I got send a big shout out I didn't do last night to my boy Kendall and Levi Cobb. Levi played at Morgan Park, went on to play at U of I big time doing his little acting thing. They down in Florida. So my boy Daryl Hollywood, Thomas Cole, we just kick it. My girl Shonda, Paul Thomas, and I got to send a big shout out to my boy Gary Gray and Gaylord, his brother, and his sister Patrice. They all went to school with me. His sister was my twin, and they go to Diggins. So we had a blast, Val. In how sometimes you want to go back to your high school reunion, and sometimes you tell yourself, nah, because I probably won't remember too many people. They may not see it. We got there. Tony T, what's up? It was crazy. It was just like I was back in the mix again. So it was great. And DJ Angie was slamming the house music. And there's my beautiful class. We had a great class. It turned out. So one of the bigger classes, the older 70s and 80s, Val, we turned out one of the larger groups that took a picture that day.
Yeah, and that's really cool. I don't know if you guys can shout out your high school in the chat. That'd be good. Doesn't matter where you attended. And April says in the chat, she says, I love class reunions. I'm gonna shout out my high school, Chicago Vocational High
Oh my
School.
goodness. Yeah, them V people again. Them
CV, CV, CVS, class of 1989. We were the best class because we was the last class of the 80s. So that's what I'm gonna say about that. So yes, CVS.
San Pedro High. April says she's shouting out San Pedro. What's going on? What's good?
San Pedro. There we go.
Yeah. And Val, you know what's so cool about it is, in April, you listen, you'll get this too, especially us because we were in that decade, right? We were in that mix of things changing. But what I loved about the reunion, not only did the Morgan Park alumni get it right, I'm glad that I had an opportunity to come back. We're looking to take our 40th next year on a cruise. I'm excited about listening. Hopefully my times are going to work out with that. But when you seen this late 60s, 70s, Val, they over in the corner listen to Roy Ayers and Isley Brothers and the Commodores, and they Teddy Pendergrass, and they over there stepping in the name of love. And then you come over there to the 80s and the early 90s, and we listen to house music and, New Edition, BBD, the R&B, and then you go to the other side of the park, and then you got the 2000 kids that's listening to what they listened into the 2010. So you had a little bit for everybody all over the park, South Side Chicago, down, and River Oaks Park, and Forest Preserve. So it was really nice. No problems, no issue. Not even got bit by a mosquito, Val. I think it was too damn hot for them. It was 95. About 103 out there. Oh my goodness!
It was that warm.
Val, it was so bad. Before we got kicked off, I got out there a little bit after 12:30, 1 o'clock. By 1:45, my entire back was wet.
Really?
Man. And you got to imagine all those grills going, because everybody in different class. You set your own stuff like it is when you go back to CVS reunion. And everybody had grills going, so the park was hot. I was just surprised the grass didn't catch on fire.
It was just really warm out there. But Queen April, she says in the chat, she says, I graduated in 1979 for all you youngsters out there.
Okay, there you go. Tell them again, April. Oh man, what? Damn.
That's right. If you guys are in the chat, go ahead and shout out your high school, because Coach Tony has a lot of pride.
I want to know what year it came out, because we always tell them 86 stayed in the mix. Ain't nobody got a better tag dying than that. Come on, man.
Oh my gosh. No, 89, because we still fine. Come on. I'm sorry.
Well, we actually said it was 89 because we left you behind. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, now we gonna do this. We gonna do this today. We gonna do this today. Okay. I know.
I got love for you. I got love for you.
Yeah, April's giving us nothing but love. We appreciate that. I'm checking Instagram right now to see if anyone is shouting out their high schools and letting us know what high school did you graduate from, because Tony shouldn't be the only one having fun doing this. But
April, did you go to your reunion, April? Did you guys already have your reunion? If so, let us know how that was.
Mm-hmm. So now let's now get to it. I want to talk about the documentary. You told me about this because I said I wanted to go to the movies and review the film Highest to Lowest, which is directed by Spike Lee. But then it was, well, Val, let's talk about this first. There's supposed to be a docuseries that's supposed to be released with Colin Kaepernick and Spike Lee. He was supposed to be directing it. And they had been working on this documentary, according to the New York Times, since 2022. So I'm going to put this up and give us some little details on what you know about this docuseries that was supposed to be released on ESPN, like soon.
First of all, it's Spike Lee night, my boy. And I wish we could go all the way back to school days, you know what I'm saying, when it really was happening. You missing, boys. So it was really.
No, you're not doing that. You are not doing that. Oh my God.
On that one. or we can do the right thing. Wake up, wake up, wake up. So, but
Mhm.
what I like that Spike was trying to do is it's amazing, completely amazing for this kid here, Colin Kaepernick, still hasn't touched the NFL football field, still hadn't become the quarterback that we all know he could be. But he's been able to make a large sums of money and do some different things because of the fight, because of the political plight. And Spike, being who he is, said, you know something, I'm going to document the real story. If some of you guys followed Interludes probably about a year ago, give or take, me and Val, we talked about his miniseries that was on. The I think it was Netflix, the miniseries of how Colin Kaepernick grew up in California. He wasn't a rich kid. He grew up, man, half black, half white, and had to make it happen, and some things that was going on. And he grew up kind of rough. So to make it to the highest level of sports, Val, as a professional in football says a lot. And the things he's gone through. And because the young man, and let me rewind just in case some people don't know. Colin is a young man that took the knee, okay? They thought he took the knee in protest of the flag. What they didn't know that I found out during the movie was he was sitting on the bench. He was protesting. He actually sat on the bench. It was a United States military veteran who was in the stands and shouted out to him, son, if you really want to make a hit with what you're doing, don't sit down, kneel. That's how the kneel came about, Val. A lot of people don't know that. So to go on and to get Spike Lee to do this, and then ESPN said, no, kind of like Matumbo, they didn't want to do it. I think, personally, ESPN got something to hide. Is behind the scene. They gave the footage of what was going on. I think there's some information that Spike uncovered that's going to cook them, that's going to show who they are as a sports network that we all love, and it could hurt some ratings. My personal thing. I'm hoping that Spike continues and figure out another way. Put it out on YouTube, as they were talking about on Breakfast Club. Put it out on YouTube. Put it out on whatever. There's plenty of ways he can do it, make a small movie, because that way in the movie you can say what you want to say. It's your film. And but I think that Colin Kaepernick's story needs to be told, and I just wish that this young man had an opportunity to fulfill his dreams, especially if you look at the movie and saw how he grew up.
So I love the points that you made, and here's the thing. I think I've been following Colin's story, especially since the dramatic series at Netflix was done, which in my mind was done very, very well. Kaepernick was playing the San Francisco 49ers, and it kind of came to an end in 2016 when he started doing the kneeling, as you talked about, playing during the national anthem. So I'm just kind of reminding you of what all of this happened. In 2019, Deadline.com, he reached a confidential settlement with the NFL after filing a grievance that accused the league of keeping him off the field. And now, and then also, this was supposed to be, Lee was to have produced the QBCK project with ESPN Films through Spike Lee's 40 Acres and a Mule Filmworks. Kaepernick and also the Atlantic journalist Jamil Hill, they were also on for being producers on that. And they said that Kaepernick was really excited about this larger deal, and he signed with the ESPN owner Disney, saying that I look forward to the docuseries of my life story, in addition to many other culturally impactful projects we're developing. So it wasn't just the docuseries, Coach, it was more, according to Deadline.com. What do you think about that?
Yeah, again, Val, I think there's so many things to hide. You made a good point a moment ago as well, that I love that name, the CBCK. I mean, the QBCK, quarterback Colin.
Yeah.
But again, you know, as you mentioned a moment ago, he we need to get this in perspective too, because the deal was cut almost 6 months before COVID hit, right? And the deal came out
Mhm.
mid June, July-ish. COVID hit that January, February. If I think COVID hit a little early, we just didn't know what the heck it was, and then we called it that going into 2020. So, but it was amazing that at least he went to someone like a Spike Lee to say, let's do this documentary, right? He could have went
Mhm.
to, the Hughes brothers. He could have went to Tyler, but I think he understands that Spike understands perspectives. And
Mhm.
that's what you want. You want something to really shine on you, an African American, and take it to 40 acres in the music. I still ain't got mine.
Exactly. Now April, she's kind of up talking. She says bump. She says bump ESPN, and then she
That's
also
what's going
says
to
they
happen.
should.
I think that's why they don't want a lot of stuff to come out. I really think we're in a place of turmoil, right? Politically and whatever, socially, because of things going on. And April, I think you're right. I think there's a lot of people who have turned away from cable or satellite and opted in for apps. And I think that they're afraid that some of the news that may come out, and Spike's going to tell it like it is, that's going to hurt their ratings. Some of their ratings already been dropping. It's going to probably hurt them even more.
And here's the thing. I think with Spike, here's the thing. I think unfortunately, according to a few other reports, the NFL has purchased a stake in ESPN, which is part owned by Disney. So if I'm going to talk about the NFL, in a negative way, I don't want it coming out in a docu series. And when Spike was on the red carpet to talk about highest to lowest, which we'll get to in a few minutes, he said no comment. And on top of that, I signed an NDA. I can't talk about it. So
Right.
he can't even defend the fact that it's not going to come out now because he signed the NDA. And so I'm like, so we're not going to see this?
Right. And you had another good point. The granddaddy, the association, the NFL,
Mm-hmm.
partner with the people that you try to bring the story out on. And the
Mm-hmm.
NFL is like, hey, if you want Monday night and Thursday night football for your whole season and want a paycheck, I advise you to get behind us. That's probably how that conversation went behind closed doors. So again, I know Spike don't mess with Fox. I don't blame him, but figure out another
Well,
way.
Fox is owned by ABC Disney too, right?
Oh, see, again, so there it is. So I
Mm-hmm.
think, Val, like your boy said on Breakfast Club, he gonna probably have to put it in a movie or do something of that nature where he got to take it to film that people got to go watch, or take it to Hulu, take it to Netflix.
Yeah, and I think the other big contention is that it got to the point, some of the reports that have come out were saying that ESPN did not want Spike to use the interviews that were done and filmed through the NFL. And so
Right.
here's the thing, the NFL is really calling the shots to say, look, I don't know, we saw part of that documentary, and it's talking against us. It's talking against the NFL owners. It's talking against what we've done. Anything that exposes classism or racism in a real roundabout way, that's going to be a black eye to the organization of the NFL. I'm not defending them. I'm just trying to understand it from a business perspective of, okay, we're shutting this down because I don't want you talking bad about us.
Okay, if
And
that's the case, then I'm gonna ask you a question. Then, kind of like with April, and April, I'm hoping you listen to this. Why is it that if that's the case, Val, we we can
We.
be we African Americans making up 80% can run that ball on Sunday nights, Thursday nights, Monday nights. We can go catch that ball. We can do everything we do to make the brand of the three letters money and make all 16 NFL teams or 18, whatever it is, make them money. But the owners, they say, you can't come in here. You can't come. Now you're trying to tell me that I got a First Amendment of freedom of speech, and now you're going to tell me what I can and what I cannot say? Make it a movie. Put it in a movie. Now you're not forced to watch it because you got to go pay to see it, or you got to wait till it come out, right? Or go talk to Netflix, who's the biggest thing in movies on TV now, and let Netflix release it. Then you know you're going to get the people. Because I think, Val, there are some things in there.
And to kind of finish up with what Coach was talking about is, yeah, there are some items in there that they don't want it to come out. And that's so aggravating. And thank you so much for that, Kevin. I see you said, good to see you as well. And April, she makes a great point, kind of this thought process of modern day slavery. I hate that. I hate that it's like that. We want Colin took a stand against what was happening in this country. And I was grateful that he did. I was so grateful that Colin did that. But unfortunately, it cost him his quarterback job, and it cost him his salary or whatever he would have made on there. But here's the thing. It's my corporation. It's my rules. And if you don't follow the rules, then I'm not going to have you put me down or put our owners down. And here's the other thing, this and Coach, I'm glad you're back. The person that's in the White House, he's friends with a lot of the NFL owners. They don't want anyone talking against their NFL. So there's been so much criticism of this. I'm going to see if what happens with this, but Spike Lee is a very talented filmmaker. But as you said, Coach, there are some things in this documentary the NFL does not want to come out. So that's why they're sitting on it saying, nope, you can't talk about it.
And put it out there to our people. I want to hear from you guys tonight. Do you think that the pulling of the documentary was a good thing that NFL did it and ESPN pulled it? Or do you think it was a bad thing? And why do you think that? Because the thing that you just mentioned, Val, I think you hit it right on the head. And I said it as well earlier. With the political tension that's going around from the 47th and from DC, period, and things are going, certain people want things ran one direction. And when you're going to go against the grain, can't do it over here. But if it's going in the other direction, they can run against the grain as much as they want. And they don't expect you to say absolutely anything, which I think is a farce. I'm just glad we don't do political satire around here because I would eat them up. But, I really think that Colin deserves a chance. And I'm just glad, Val, at any day, I'm just glad, one, Spike is keeping it relevant, right? Because that's really all that's going on, right? Just keeping it relevant. And because eventually you can keep something relevant, but eventually it's got to come to a head and burst. So I want to know, is it going to be this year, next year, the year down the road, something? Because what's the one thing that we know that Colin can't get back, Val? Time and age.
Time and age, that's right.
Right? He's not going to get any younger. He can't get the time back he lost. He probably can still get on the football field and do something, but he can't move like he did in 2015-16, even though he's probably still a good quarterback because he ain't been getting hit. He's been out doing other stuff. But can you get out there and perform? Probably highly doubt it at a high level because quarterbacks has changed in a decade and a half.
Yeah, and April mentioned this, and I mentioned it. She said modern day slavery, but she says, I think the pulling of the documentary is bad, it's horrible, Spike will get this out just like he did with Malcolm X.
Yep.
Well, and I think that's something to think about. And speaking of Spike Lee, I think it's time for us to turn the tables and talk about the film Highest to Lowest, but we'll get to that right after this.
Are you a small business owner looking to grow? Introducing the KeySpot mobile app. I'm Cynthia McAllister, owner of the IT company Quality SAP. Since 2016, we have been supporting small businesses and help them promote and share their businesses, services, and events across the country. KeySpot is more than just an app. We are a network providing community. KeySpot, connecting communities and supporting small businesses.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Interludes Extra Presents Talk on Tuesdays. Coach, I have to show the trailer again just to remind you guys what the soundtrack was off the chain, I have to say. But Highest to Lowest. Let's check out the trailer, and then me and you will talk on the other side of it. Here we go. My laptop, she's on fire, Coach. It's like, I don't want to do all of this work.
It's hot.
Yeah, let's get to this music.
The mood music. I need a theme. Theme music.
Wake up, y'all. The king's here.
Hey, bang! Buying back, stacking these records. It's a lot of money. There's more to life than just making money. It's integrity. That's what you stand for. What you think? I think you gotta be a little crazy sometimes in this world to get what you want.
King David, now ain't this son? I got your full attention now, huh? You finally listening to me.
Somebody's got Trey.
What do you mean somebody's got
Somebody's kidnapped our son.
$17.5 million in an all-black Jordan backpack.
Try me if you think I'm playing.
I ain't got.
Back up the trunk from the front.
11 a.m. bought the 4 train on the money-making Manhattan.
You let him go, I make sure you set free.
It's too late for all that.
It's never late.
You're not God knowing, nigga. I am.
Back 35, and I'm still a pretty guy.
I gotta feed the streets, my lady, and a newborn kid. And I ain't trying to go back into another bid, you dig?
I know what it is to risk everything you have for something that you want. I know what that means, to have nothing and want everything.
What is that? Insurance. That's Jacob from State Farm. Shout out to my felons, boy, we caught another felony. Shout out to my felons, boy, we caught another felony. Shout out to my felons, boy.
I can't go out like this, you know that.
Shout out to my felons.
Well, then his blood is gonna be on your hands then.
Pack out the trunk. Are you gonna do this? I got into this by myself. I'm gonna get out of it by myself.
Where's my money? I got the 4-pounder sitting right here. Don't try nothing funny.
When I saw I'm sorry, what was that?
Got the 4-pounder sitting right here. Don't try nothing funny. Know that training day coming out of him, right? Man, you talking to me? Man, what you say? King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
Oh my gosh. I have to say, Coach, this is definitely a Spike Lee joint. He has put, I want to say, his breath, life, and everything all over the film. And
yeah, and that's too, a Denzel driver too, man. Man, I'm Tiger Woo, man. Tiger Woo, Shaft. That was my boy, Shaft. He was crazy at all get out.
I know. Thank you for that, April. Appreciate the love with that. Now, you guys are trying to figure out, this is the 5th film that Spike Lee and Denzel Washington have done together. Can you name the other 4?
It did. Let me see. The other one was Mo Better Blues.
Okay, that was the first one.
He did White Man Can't, no, not White Man Can't Jump, but He Got Game. Yep.
Okay, He Got Game. That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right.
He also did of course, obviously the best one, Malcolm X, did that one.
Okay.
He did I want to say the other one was it Pelham 1, 2, 3?
That wasn't Spike and Denzel. That was someone else.
Oh, I think the other one was I can't think. The other one's got to be fairly new. Can't think of the last two.
I want you to look at the screen. You see that? It says Inside Man. A lot of people don't know that one.
Inside Man, forgot about that one. They're now highest and lowest. I only missed one. Right. I need to do that on that exam.
Yeah, you're doing pretty good. You're doing pretty good. These are two people that really like to work with each other. Highest to Lowest is actually based on a Japanese film that came out called High and Low that was released in 1963.
Wow. Sound like the rappers nowadays will be biting off the music, right? They got a track from 1979, remade it.
Exactly. Yeah, He Got Game, I think, came out in 1999. I think
I love
either 98 or 99.
Jesus Shuttlesworth, baby, Ray Allen.
So this along High and Low is also the same. Highest to Lowest is the same.
What city did they come out about?
What city?
Yeah, was it filmed? Was it filmed in New York as well? That's what Spike does most of the stuff.
If it's a Spike Lee joint, it is definitely going to be shot in Brooklyn. And here's the thing: shot in New York and Brooklyn, the Bronx, anything. So let me get to it. So the film stars Denzel Washington, Jeffrey Wright, a few other folks. ASAP Rocky, he plays a rap artist named Young Felon. You also have Elijah Wright, who is Jeffrey Wright's son, who's in this. And then I want to Elphanisha Hadera, and she plays the wife to Denzel Washington. Just a really brilliant cast put together. And that is Elijah Wright, who plays the son to Jeffrey Wright, Paul Christopher's his character, and Rick Fox there's a lot of cameos in here. You got Rick Fox, you got Rosie Perez, Anthony Ramos. Here's the thing: if you are Puerto Rican, what was that?
So Rosie Perez is going to always be in everything Spike make.
Well, it's kind of that jail situation that's happening with that. So here's the thing. With this film, it's like a love letter to New York. If you are a New Yorker and you love the skyline and you're a Yankees fan, if you're Puerto Rican and you're from the Bronx, you are gonna love this film.
Man, I thought you were describing me for Chicago for a minute. Like, man, Southside. I mean,
you got some of the things that happen in the film. You have the Puerto Rican Day Parade happening at the same time. People are on the train trying to get to a Yankees game, and there's so much hate. There's so much hate for the Red Sox. There's even a sign that's behind Denzel Washington's characters. His name is David King, and he is a music Mongol. He, can listen to something and it can become a big hit. So that's his thing. And I felt like they were almost channeling, not quite, Quincy Jones or even Sean Puffy Combs, in that they are, he's a music Mongol. He lives in the tower, this beautiful tower of a penthouse that overlooks the Brooklyn Bridge. Like location. Spike, as a filmmaker, his eye is on the Sparrow, and I want you all to love my city, Brooklyn. Like, I want you to know that this is entrenched in Brooklyn. And then over the top, the Puerto Rican Day Parade, over the top, a bunch of happy Yankee fans.
Something always going on in the city. Something's always going on.
Something's always going on in the city. So you're like, and this is a scene of him riding on the train. I recognize the train. I'm like, oh, that's not a set.
Right. Ain't no sets. Like they be using the L's in the sky. Ain't no sets. That's hell.
Yeah, and of course, Spike in every film, Tony, he always gets to use his favorite floating.
I was wondering if sidewalk.
You know, that kind of that floating walk.
I love it. Yeah. Hey, between him and Wesley Snipes, he used that with Wesley Snipes more than he used it with anybody. I
no, but
that.
I
need that myself, Val. I just.
So here's the thing: if you're from Boston, if you love the Red Sox or the Celtics, or I'm telling you, Coach, I would please go see it because you're gonna laugh with so many. I want to call it sports references, and It's a black eye to folks that you could. The artwork on the Penthouse, I feel like he donated his artwork from his 40 acres and a mule office in Brooklyn. I feel like he did that, but
probably did.
I want to move back to New York watching this film because it just I was dropped right in the middle of Brooklyn, right in the middle on the Brooklyn Bridge, doing that walk. You see King David with the headphones on, listening to this A$AP Rocky or Young Felon song, and back to the front to the coming, it's kind of that cadence of that, and I was just like, I almost want to get into it, but I want to say, since the what do you call this? Since the like 1980s, early 90s, rap artists have really been able to kind of channel and become great actors. And the best scene, Coach, is the one between A$AP Rocky and Denzel when they go back and forth. You have to go to see that scene because Denzel's character kicks off some Nas lyrics, and I was like, oh! But if you're not a Nas fan, you're not going to get it. If you
and I'm a totally Nas fan,
rap battling is, you're not going to get it. But go ahead, Coach. Go ahead, Coach.
By the way, do you hear those sirens outside your house?
Me? No.
Yeah, I just heard some sirens.
No, there was no sirens.
Yeah, that's Chicago police coming to get you and get your stuff moved and get you about the city. Tell us you want to go back to New York. You know we don't do that in the city. I'm all Chi-Town. I go visit New York. We straight Chi-Town. Period. You know what I'm saying?
There is nothing wrong with loving a city that you live in. Like, I'm not gonna diss you for being in Nashville, brother.
Oh, I like Nashville, but Nashville, no, I'll get about Nashville in a minute.
But you are there, and your hometown is Chicago. And I've always claimed, when I was in New York, I'm like, I'm from Chicago, but I always say I'm from Chicago. But I would always be like, where Brooklyn at? I would always say that because I just love how that sounds. April's laughing at us. She says she's so happy for Jeffrey Wright. Oh my gosh. The line that's in this, the line that was in the trailer, it was a gun that his character Paul Christopher has. So he cocks the gun. They're in the car, and he says, "Hey, what's that?" He's like, "It's insurance. It's Jake from State Farm." The whole theater erupted in laughter. It was so funny. It's Jake from State Farm. I was totally cracking up.
Doing that. Spike's gonna give you that, and then I love it.
Yeah, and like I said, this is a good I want to call it it's a drama. I have to make sure that I emphasize that, because if you're expecting it to be kind of the shootout or whatever, none of that is really happening. There's like a chase scene toward the end, but it's not that. I didn't go to the premiere.
I was say it reminds me so much of when he played what's the drug dealer that was in New York, the Hughes Brothers movie.
What movie was that?
You know, when he played the drug dealer in New York, the big movie, the Jay-Z soundtrack came out to King of New York. Not the King of New York, but
No. You mean American Gangster?
American Gangster. Yeah,
that was shot in New York. Oh yeah, I love that movie too.
Does this have the same type of feel, you know, to that, but more on the musically side of the house?
Let's see. I know the younger generation is going to appreciate the music of A$AP Rocky, because I know he wrote some of the music there. But yeah, definitely that. But I also, here's the thing. I really, I have a lot of respect for A$AP Rocky, because I found out that he started underground, like a lot of rappers do. And then kind of you'll hear if you go see the film, that struggle between, I want to meet my idol, or I want to meet the person that is the person I'm admiring, and I'm going to do anything it takes to get this record deal. And if you know the struggle of, who is this, Jay-Z, if you know the struggle of Kanye West, a lot of rap artists, before they hit it big, whomever that they loved and wanted to be down with, they would go after it. Like, oh, let me produce this song for you. Let me go and do this, because you have to be, they say, hungry. But one of the best lines in the film is, all money ain't good money.
Right.
And I was thinking, that's a lesson. What happened?
That ain't just for the movie. That's a line for the life.
That's what I know. So I mean, and Janita, she says, it's great to see us both, Val the voice and Coach Tony. Thank you so much for that.
Janita, girl. I got some stuff. I finally got that track. I need to get that voice on my track. So get at me A$AP Rocky style.
Oh, you that is too funny. But like I said, I think that this film is going to be, you should see it in theaters, because it's going to turn around and come to streaming. Apple Television, Apple TV produced the film along, and the studio A24 produces. So it's going to be hitting streaming in literally 3 weeks. September 5th is when it hits Apple.
So let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the 5 that he worked with Spike, where does this film fall? Okay,
and you're referring like from best to worst?
Yeah, I'm just saying, in terms of you seeing the movie, and you already seen the other 4. If you're looking at this movie and everything, where does this movie fall in between those 4?
That's really a good question. And you guys can let us know, of the 5 films, we put them in the chat, what's your favorite?
Right? None of them been part 2. They all been one and dones. So we're looking at
they've been one and done. Yeah, like Denzel's only done a sequel with Antoine Fuqua. He's only done a sequel with that particular filmmaker. But here's the thing. I think if I was to do 5th through the 1st of the best, I think I would put He Got Game at 5.
Ooh.
I put He Got Game at 5. Okay, yep. Let me finish. I'll defend that. That was a film that had the Spike Lee hiccup, which is, well, you're in the film already. He loves to continue to talk thematically. I get it. I love it. But yeah, that's of the 5. That's the hiccup of this film should come to an end, and it didn't. I saw where it could have ended, and I'm like, okay, no big deal. Okay, number 4 would be Inside Man. I would put Inside Man right there. Number 3 would be this film. It would be Highest to Lowest. I would put this at number 3. Number 2, Mo Better Blues. Number 1, Malcolm X.
Oh wow! So I've got to go in reverse. I would say that Inside Man would be number 5 for me. This movie I haven't seen, so I trust you. I'm gonna put it at 4 because I have not seen it.
Okay.
I would have to say the
Mo Better Blues.
Mo Better Blue. Well, He Got Game would be number 3 to me. Mo Better Blues, because my sister was in it. I love the movie. Would be at the deuce spot, and just historically, you're not gonna get better than Malcolm X. I thought that Malcolm X movie was educational and moving at the same time.
Yeah. So we both agree that Malcolm X, which was released in 1992 and which gave Denzel an Oscar nomination for Best Actor, but because of Spike's heavy criticism of the Academy at the time.
Yep, I remember that.
That film did not get recognized for the beautiful cinematography. I think Ernest Dickerson, who did the direction on Juice, I think he did I think he was the director of cinematography on that. You're funny. And then the soundtrack that was done by Spike's dad, or was that Terrence Blanchard? Or I gotta look and see. I have to look to see who did the soundtrack on that. But yeah, for Highest to Lowest, to me, it is a love letter to Brooklyn, to New York. You're able to see, and here's the thing: I was able to look and go, I know exactly where that is in New York. And I love being able to
Don't you do that a lot? I do that in Chicago, watching Chicago PD.
Me too.
I got on 43rd and Archer right now. Chill out. Chill out.
I know. I love that too. So if there is that film that put it out there, you're like, oh my gosh, I would love to visit this city. There's certain films that are shot in, where is this? Seattle. Oh, I want to visit Seattle now because I see how the cinematographer is working with that. And so, but I don't know what it did financially over the weekend. Now, some user reviews on Internet Database, it's coming in right at about 6.9 with the stars. And Rotten Tomatoes has it in like the mid 80s. Usually it's in the 90s or something like that. And kind of the storyline again, when the music Mongol, Denzel Washington, known as David King, is targeted with a ransom plot. He's jammed up with a life or death moral dilemma, and Denzel Washington and Spike Lee come together again. And this is a film, a circa Kurosawa's crime high thriller, High and Low, and that's what came out in 1963 before both of us showed up. So like I said, I really enjoyed it. And here's the thing: anything that is I want to call it fun for the what do you call it, for the fun for the
people,
for the city that you're from.
Yeah.
Like Garrett popcorn is from Chicago. Right. This is a Chicago staple.
Right. So if you say Garrett popcorn, I don't care where you're from, you know about that popcorn. If you eat real popcorn, and like you said, if you got a film, you just grazed past Garrett's. The people in the city know you can get the process of elimination about 5 locations, whether it be 87th downtown off Michigan Avenue, Adams Street, in the airport, Midway or O'Hare. So, but you know that. So I get you, Val. Or you can see the fountain, right? That's why I always look at Chicago. You downtown on the lake, you see the fountain in front of Grand Park, then that's wonderful. And don't be eating
So
that
if your
popcorn
friends,
all in front of me, Val. I ain't even got nothing. That's like you might well go ahead and eat a hoagie Italian sausage. What's wrong, man?
so here's the thing: if you're friends with me and you want some Chicago-based Garrett's popcorn, holla at your girl. I'm
Y'all
sorry,
better
I'm
send
trying to
us a
get them
monkey.
as a
I'm saying
sponsor
she ain't
too.
sending all them bags out because she ain't even sent me one.
Oh my god!
And look at her. She got a large. It ain't like she went over there and got a small. She got a
No,
large.
no, no, no. This is not a large. This is a small bag. This is not a big
Okay,
bag. This is
okay. I was
it's
looking
a
inside
small
the
bag.
big bag. I was looking inside the big bag. I thought.
No,
Oh,
this
shit.
is the big. Yeah, this is and this is I like the packaging, but this is Chicago. This
That
is a
is
Chicago staple
now,
right here.
Steve Harvey done tried to put it in Atlanta, and a few people. No, man. Get an airline tickets on Southwest, flying to the Shy. Get you some carrots and a hoagie and an Italian beef and some pizza. Those 4 items is a must. Put them on your checkoff. You're in the city of Chicago for the weekend. You got to get some Garrett's before you leave. You got to go to Portillo's and eat Italian sausage or beef. You got to do a hoagie sandwich. And you got to do Lou Malinati's or Giordano's. You do those 5. The heck with the other restaurants. Those 5, you've had a beautiful trip.
So this is fun. April says she wants to go see the film now, which is great. I say go check it out. And my review is, if you are a Boston fan, Celtics, Red Sox, this movie's gonna pimp slap you because
Have you seen the movies with the Boston people in it? What they did? Remember, you and I watched the Lakers dynasty movie, and when the Celtics went to Boston and played, how bad they did people. Even I didn't even realize in the late 70s, early 80s, they were calling Magic Johnson out of his name and stuff like that. Come on now, Boston, you just getting what you've been giving out. Put your chest
So
out.
y'all gonna get y'all Bostonites are gonna get pimp slapped with this highest to lowest. I'm just gonna say, stick with the moral dilemma and ignore Spike's pimp slap because it's all up and through, which is cracking. I'm laughing, and some people are like, I wonder why she's laughing so much, but I'm sitting up here going, oh my goodness, it's so subtle, but it's in your face. It's so subtle, but it's in your face. And if you're Puerto Rican and you're from the Bronx, you're gonna love this movie. You're gonna love it.
Hey, did he put his boy up in there that was in School Days that was running G5G?
I guess.
That's my boy. Man, that was my boy. What's up, Ashley? Checking in. I see you. How are you doing tonight? Appreciate you.
Yeah,
I
appreciate
about this highest or lowest movie.
Mm-hmm. So it's a recommendation. So I say go ahead and check it out. And April says, I'm gonna go see this movie. If you're a Spike Lee fan, please go see it. If you're a Denzel Washington fan, please go see it. If you're thinking, you know what, I'm gonna wait till it streams. Do you have Apple TV?
Just make sure you see it, man.
I said go see it in the theater for the music. Oh wait! Before I can do this, at the end, toward the end of the film, it's like a music video, and I can't tell you. You just need to see it. It's very funny. I'm like, what is this? Coming to the but
here's what I like about we talk about. Everybody's been going against Tyler and Spike lately and all this stuff because Tyler just comes like Tyler got something out every other week. And when Spike puts something out, you got to go see it because it may be 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years apart. And like, man, last time I seen Spike movies like 2019. What was this all about? And it grabs you. And I'm going to probably watch this movie and come back and give you a different review. Because I'm probably in that, you know what I mean?
And you would think a Denzel Washington film would be playing everywhere. Janita says, I'll check it out if it comes to Bermuda. But here's the thing, it's not playing everywhere. And I think that's the reason why it's going to be released streaming on Apple TV so everyone can see it, because
Valor, keep a look on that. When it gets looked, I'll make sure me and Valor, we catch it. We'll put it out that night, whether we're on the pull-up or whether we're on interludes. We'll make sure we say, hey, it's streaming and I'll go out to such and such.
Yeah. But like I said, I had to, it was playing at a small theater. It was playing at the Hyde Park Theater, which does smaller films there. And then it was playing
tickets
like,
highest and lowest.
Yeah, for highest and lowest, I went to Hyde Park in Chicago.
Did you make sure your ticket stub said? Cause you know what they were talking about? They give you any ticket stub, tell you to go to this movie, but the ticket.
I use my phone. I use my phone. I Fandango. It's Fandango.
I like that. You just walked up. This my seat right here. Move. Get you.
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you check out Coach Tony's Instagram, which is at Coach the Pull Up Podcast Show, and you can scan the QR code and start following Coach. We are getting more and more, I want to call it content to post. I have over 300 reels from all of Tony's 3 seasons that I need to figure out which ones to post. I need to get with your son and find out which ones we should put up there. But scan the QR code and make sure that you are following Coach Tony on Instagram, the Pull Up Podcast Show. Just bring it up on Instagram, bring it up on your phone, and support our coach with the Pull Up Podcast Show. I want to make sure that we say that. There we go.
I need
and
you.
Then, of course, A DJ Saved My Life. It is the book that I wrote. It is a personal memoir, and also it is the ABCs of starting your own podcast. I always forget to ask you guys to please hit the like button. There's about 20 of you watching. Some of you are on YouTube. Some of you are on LinkedIn. Hit the like button and make sure that you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, or that you're following us on Twitter as well as Instagram. And then also with, what is this? Oh yeah, this is to buy merch. I'm wearing some of my merch right now. Let me stop sharing. Coach, this is my shirt. It says the Interludes Podcast in the corner. You see it?
Oh yeah, I saw when you were first on my TV.
Exactly. So you get merch on purelighthouse.media.com/shop. And so, of course, the print book of A DJ Saved My Life is available. And I want to thank everyone who has purchased a copy. Janita, I am so sorry. You were in the States. You are now back home. Let me know how I can get this to you. So we'll work it out. My apologies.
And Janita, she's gonna put a special autograph up in there for you.
I will definitely do that. And of course, Interludes Extra presents Find Your Voice. Ashley is one of our members over at our patreon.com/interludes. Coach, did you know it is free to join? Did you know that? It doesn't cost anything to join in patreon.com/interludes.
Ain't look, anything free, I try to get up on it.
So more writing is happening, more behind the scenes. I love doing behind the scenes, especially with this phone here. And of course, definitely, I'm going to be doing a StreamYard training on starting your podcast. So the details of that is coming, and it'll be going to patreon.com/interludes. But just go ahead and make sure you follow us over there, and we'll be talking about that. But Coach, this has been such a fun show. I was really looking forward to talking about the Colin Kaepernick and Spike Lee story, as well as the film. I had a blast checking out the film and enjoying my Garrett's at the theater.
Keep rubbing the Garrett's head. Let me tell you something, Val. Sunday I was trying to get some Garrett's. I almost missed my plane. I looked like OJ in 1972 through the airport like Hurt. I was jumping over Heisman move. Excuse me, old lady. Like what the name said. I jumped and knocked the old lady down. Sorry. like Slick Rick the Ruler. Right. No, moving. And it was about to storm. Let me get up out the shot now. I'm good.
Oh my gosh. Well, on behalf of myself and Coach Tony, we appreciate you guys joining us on there. Oh, Coach Janita's like, yay.
Right.
And April, we need to get you a copy of the book. It's a physical one. I can send you one tomorrow. Just let me know.
Physical. Let me hear your body talk. Come on, girl. Don't get me started. April.
Oh my gosh. Well, we'll see you guys. And you know what we always do when we're wrapping things up. We say peace.